Hey, it's Rick on them keys and them kicks.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chef Joey. You're at Joey's Table, and today we're making spaghetti. So the ingredients you're gonna need is you're gonna need meat. I'm using 93.7%, about 2 pounds of it. You're gonna need a half of an onion. I have a yellow onion here, but I'm only using half. You need a garlic clove. I bought a whole garlic clove, but I'm only using a little bit of the garlic clove. I have 14.5 ounces of diced tomatoes, and I have some tomato sauce, but it's in garlic. And this is only, if I'm correct, this is the 8-ounce version. You need spaghetti noodles, you need some vegetable oil, you need Pegro, a traditional tomato sauce, and you need salt, pepper. I'm using my favorite salt-free dash of tomato, basil, garlic right here, and then you're gonna need some mushrooms. So let's get started. So the first thing we have to do now is we have to get our onion ready. So we're gonna first cut our onion. We're gonna cut the ends off of it. We don't need these, we could scrap these. So we're gonna cut it in half, and we're only using half the onion. We're thin slicing it this way, and then in half. And then we're gonna fine chop it. Second, we're then gonna cut up our mushrooms. And we're gonna just slice them very thin. I'm using about 16 ounces of mushrooms. The third thing we need to slice up is we need a garlic. We gotta bust it. We only need one. That should work. First, bust it with our knife, which then takes off the outer skin a lot easier. And then we're going to lay it flat, and we're going to thinly slice it one way, and thinly slice it another way. And then we're going to fine chop it up. You need about that much garlic clove for the spaghetti sauce. Now let's head to the stovetop. So now, since we're now at the stovetop, we're going to start getting the sauce ready. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn it on high. And while it's on high, we're going to add our olive oil. And we're going to let this kind of start to broil. Now, since the oil is hot, we're going to add our onions. We're going to brown the onion. While the onions are browning, I'm going to add some pepper for taste, a little dash. And I'm going to add some tomato, basil, garlic to the onions, a little sprinkle all the way around, about twice. And while I'm caramelizing the onion, I'm using a yellow onion. I'm going to add in my mushrooms. And we're going to saute the onions and the mushrooms together. And as you can see, the onions and mushrooms are starting to saute. We're going to give it a little bit longer. Then we're going to add our meat. And we're going to brown our meat. We added 2 pounds of meat. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely share. This will definitely help out my channel so I can make further videos. We are browning the meat right now with the onions and the mushrooms. While it's browning, I'm going to add salt to taste, a little sprinkle, and then after I add salt, I'm then going to add pepper, a little sprinkle for a taste. And I'm going to add some tomato, basil, garlic again. And while this is cooking, I'm going to then add my garlic, minced garlic that I chopped up earlier. And I'm going to continue sauteing the meat until it is browned. Now, since as you could tell, the meat is now brown and it's starting to create its juice in the bottom, we're going to add our Prego sauce. I used 45 ounces, it's 2 pounds. I'm just going to pour that in there. Stir that up. We're going to turn our heat down to about medium. And we're going to add our diced tomatoes. And our tomato sauce. And we're going to get this to a boil. We're actually going to turn the heat up about high again. We want to keep stirring it until it gets to a boil so it doesn't burn to the bottom of the pan. Once it's to a boil, we're going to then turn the heat down on low. And we're going to cover it with the lid for a whole hour because this is the most important part. The reason we want to cover it with the lid and give it a whole hour is we want it to cook down in the sauce so it has that good flavor. Now, since the sauce has been cooked for a good hour, it's been simmering for a good hour, it's been cooked down. It is now almost ready. I give it another 20 minutes, like an hour and 20 minutes. We are going to start the other side on high, and we're going to add some olive oil because we got to start our noodles. And we're going to let this get to a boil before we add our noodles. Now, since the water's to a boil, we're going to then add our spaghetti noodles. And I'm going to bust them in half. And we're going to cook these. We're going to cook these for 5 to 6 to 7 minutes. So the noodles are finally done. The sauce is finally done. Let's get to plating. We gotta first do though is we have to strain our noodles and then we'll get to plating. So now since we have the spaghetti sauce made, we have the noodles made, we got the salad made, and we got the little biscuits made, we're gonna make our dish. So we're gonna add the noodles. We're gonna add the homemade spaghetti sauce. We're gonna add some salad. and the biscuit, and I'm gonna add some little ranch. And you can't forget the final bite. But like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna enjoy some spaghetti. And don't forget to share.